As inquisitive as one can be, therefore follows one to be very curious as a newborn. Newly born, one might say, which finds one closer to their task at hand. This could not be a more perfect setting for one to begin along a regimen that helps one release their fears. A regimen only called this in the sense that it is reminding one day in and day out of a remembrance that one needs to uncover. A caretaker diligently works on its gardens by manicuring, pruning, and shearing the landscape, very much like what one needs to be done during one's physical adaptation of the soul. When one can recognize that the caretaking is up to them and only them, a wonderful acceptance transforms one's being to follow a different path, one that is no longer encumbered from the strains of another's path. This reaches far beyond any foretelling from an outside source, because it is one strictly done with one's own hand. Your own armor has everything built in and ready for this to be accomplished. Never mind what others tell you. Their words may be pleasant and sound helpful, but the only one they are helping is themselves, to soothe themselves from another's point of need, where these situations seem uncomfortable for all. An individual proclamation is being ignited during each situation. Each has their own point of view of what they would like to accomplish for themselves and for another. That idea topples over time and time again because all look at things very differently and have a need for their own individual outcome. To keep one's head about them, as you say, proposes a different thought from the one that has always been thought. To conquer one's own aspect of thought, one must leave others' thoughts to them and encourage oneself to mark the book with the page that says, Inquire Within. That page only contains 2 words, but those 2 words play a very important part where one's caretaking is set aside for themselves. If one comes to a door and those 2 words have been inscribed on a plaque nailed to that door, then one must open that door in order to step in. Only then can one receive what is behind that door, for otherwise that door will remain shut. If the door remains shut, how will one ever know what is there for them beyond that boundary? That is why one's curiosity comes in very handy. For the ease of opening that door, like the child who only sees a door for opening, will then allow one that remembrance of being utterly and innocently open before they even open the door. It reminds one to think again in a way that one can see through the open door of their heart, for to inquire within remains the telltale sign which one looks to when wanting to please themselves in every facet of their life. There is only one way for one to see this sign in plain sight, by adding the verse that one is their own keeper, lighting their own way to the treasure within. Finalizing this sequence creates a plethora of joint vibrations with the almighty coherence of one's connection to Source. This is a critical point which will take one higher.